The way we consume and share news today, it is largely rooted in social media outlets. In fact, if it's a high-profile wedding, you get bits and pieces real time these days. We'll talk about it on Social Media Minute and so much more. Good morning.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's just like another ordinary day during the week. Fridays are not special.
Of course not. It's like any other day. Monday, Friday, Wednesday. What's the difference?
Just a tad better.
Thanks for joining us, Erica. Let's jump into Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential Companies.
Yeah.
And it seems that there are certain giants in the South Korea's entertainment and content industry that's making waves once more.
That's right. HYBE Entertainment, which of course houses BTS, and Pinkfong Company, which created the popular children's song Baby Shark, have made it onto the list of the 100 most influential companies by Time Magazine in the U.S. The magazine released this year's list just yesterday, and it called HYBE the pop powerhouse, saying that the entertainment company and its founder, Bang Si-hyuk, are transforming the music business, not just here in Korea, but globally as well.
Yeah, sometimes we talk about BTS so much that I forget to fathom what this actually implies for the American music market that was largely dominated by, let's be honest, North American artists.
Yes.
So BTS is paving kind of a new realm, if you ask me. This is why, in fact, it's the second year in a row that the entertainment company has been selected for Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential Companies.
That's right. So founded in 2005 under the name Big Hit Entertainment by musical mastermind is how Time Magazine described Bang Si-hyuk. The company went public on the KPOP back in 2020. It is now valued at 9.5 billion won. I mean, because we just mentioned the name Bang Si-hyuk, he started out as an artist himself in the industry.
Right.
He was a composer working with JYP Entertainment, and then he broke away, founded his own company again in 2005. You know, he spoke with Time after the list was announced, and Big Hit is now, well, HYBE is now one of the most interesting case studies in the music industry. And he talked about, you know, the key factors that led to this phenomenal success of HYBE Entertainment and BTS. And he talked about the formula that's quite different from the American mainstream formula.
Sure.
For example, loyalty built through direct contact
With the fans.
With the fans. He did stress, however, that the product itself, the music, was paramount to the company's huge success.
I'm actually surprised because it felt like for someone who's keeping close tabs on K-pop, there were clear similarities to even competitive boy bands that went up against BTS like EXO. They were pitted against each other for the longest time, right? And it seems like there are some common grounds with their kind of musical taste and the persona they put on stage. But I do think what pushed their success over the edge is definitely how connected they were to the fans. It was insane
100%.
how much they were online. This live feed business, guys, it's no joke, right?
No, it's not. Now, the Time Magazine quoted Bang Si-hyuk as saying, HYBE's vision has always been ambitious to the point of being presumptuous. You know, Bang Si-hyuk said, quote, our vision is to become the world's leading entertainment lifestyle platform with music as our foundation.
All right, there you have it. You also mentioned Pinkfong was on this Time Magazine's list as well. We just talked about the company earlier this week.
That's right. So 6 years since the infectious song Baby Shark wiggled its way onto everyone's computer screens. This was in 2016. And 4 years since it went viral in 2018. The song has gained a number of high-profile fans. We just talked about the song. And, of course, Cardi B being a big fan of the show. So much so that her husband, and the 3-year-old daughter are going to guest star on an upcoming episode of Baby Shark's Big Show. This is next month. Now, Pinkfong is an entertainment company that creates education and entertainment content for children. And in a statement released yesterday following the announcement of the list, the company said it will continue to offer unique enjoyment across borders, platforms, and industries as a global entertainment company.
All right. It was kind of an underdog before it released that viral song, but I mean, everything else is history at this point.
That's right.
I can't imagine any of our listeners not being familiar with the song, so we're going to move on.
Among the companies listed this year, for those of you who are curious, include Apple, Carmen Caribbean, Pfizer, Disney, TikTok, Fashion House Balenciaga, American online NFT marketplace OpenSea, and audio streaming company Spotify, plus 91 more, which includes HYBE and Pinkfong.
If you're really curious about the entire list, check it out online. It's so validating when I look at this list because we've talked about all of it.
Oh, yeah.
All of it.
All of it.
We clearly know what's trendy. Speaking of what is of the moment, there is a musical set to debut on Broadway later this year, all around the genre of K-pop.
Yes, that's right. South Korea's music genre of K-pop is being transformed into a musical, and that's going to open on Broadway later this year. The show is titled what else but K-pop?
In all caps.
Yeah,
Styling
K-pop
is very important.
A former member of FX, Luna, is going to make her Broadway debut in the show.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
She's not a stranger to the musical stage. I've actually interviewed her several occasions when she debuted here. She's part of Rebecca for a reoccurring musical series in Korea. But this is her Broadway debut.
Yes.
What is the premise of the show K-pop, Yerika?
Yeah, the show tells the story of K-pop superstars who are preparing for a special one-night-only concert. And during the preparation, one of the stars, played by Luna, goes through a sort of an inner struggle, let's say, that threatens to disrupt the entire industry. It's quite dramatic.
It really does sound dramatic.
Yes. Now, show creator Helen Park said she's working to honor both the artists and fans of the global K-pop phenomenon, and she has described the setting as a cutthroat and relentless environment, that pursues perfection. The industry is always full of passion, but ultimately it's a source of joy for many people around the world.
It's funny because there are overlapping themes to maybe a much well-known musical fame, but this is just with K-pop in the background. Is it more competitive? We'll see. Yeah. What are the show's creators ultimately hoping to achieve with this musical K-pop?
At a press conference that was held yesterday, Park said for those who already know and love K-pop music, the show is going to remind them why they fell in love with K-pop in the first place. And for those who have yet to discover K-pop, they're going to be blown away. So she said, be prepared.
Could you imagine being introduced to K-pop first on a musical stage? I feel like that would be an exciting experience all on its own. The preview dates, do we know? Has it been set yet?
The previews of the show will begin on October 13th later this year. And the show will officially open on November 20th at the Circle in the Square Theater in New York City.
No, really, I mean, I know we've been making such giant steps in Hollywood that sometimes we forget. And apparently on Broadway, too. These are such remarkable changes. I read an article that dates back to 10 years ago, and it talked about how K-pop is the new thing and it's the next J-pop.
Yeah.
This is only a decade ago, and now it's so relevant. We kind of talk about it every day, don't we?
I started my radio career by interviewing K-pop artists. This was in the early 2000s at KBS. And I met pretty much all the stars back then. And then little did I know or even imagine that I'm going to be talking about K-pop, but on a global scale on the radio, years later.
Years later.
Yeah.
In fact, when BTS visited Arirang TV, this is such an old tale that it's been talked about on Arirang Radio a little too much. We had no idea that they would blow up this big. No one did. Right. And their identity was in question. Will they be called Bulletproof Boys? Will they be called BTS? My goodness. There was a whole thing because we're an English broadcaster, right? But anyway, forever more known as BTS, we replay those interviews quite frequently. Yep. On to our last story. If you're a big Crash Landing on You fan, then this was a big fiction turned into reality. In fact, it kind of looked like a fairy tale based on the images that's already been leaked online.
Yeah, actors Son Ye-jin and Hyun-bin have tied the knot. it's official now. They're married.
Official. They are married. Because there was this whole like, are they dating? Are they not?
Yeah.
Are they getting married? Are they not? It was a pretty big build up until this moment.
You know, the rumors of the two dating had been out for a while. They had always denied it. That is until January of last year when the couple made their relationship public. Yeah. Anyways, the wedding was yesterday.
Yep.
And the wedding was a small and private affair. And apparently the invitations were sent out to family and close friends. But I guess you were there as well, I heard.
I was there. I was one of the lucky few who got invited. And it was such an intimate affair. I can see why they didn't want so many images posted online. They're really strategic with small weddings, I think. It's not just Son Ye-jin and Hyun Bin. I mean, there was, of course, Won Bin and Kim Na-young who did it on the middle of the field, right?
Right.
And they selected images that would be shared by the mass media. And the same was aimed by Son Ye-jin and Hyun Bin, but I also spotted a drone as the ceremony was unfolding, and I thought, that's not new, but it's still surprising.
Yeah.
I assumed that it was hired by them, but it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, okay.
But anyway, that's not the point of this. It was a beautiful wedding. I'd never seen a wedding of this magnitude.
I mean, all of the A-listers were there, basically, right?
Everyone that you've seen, in her closest circle, like Kong Hyo-jin, who got the bouquet, or
Chang Dong-gun,
who gave the speech, Kim Hae-soo, who also gave a speech, Song Yuna, who also gave a speech. There were like 3 wedding singers, but
and lots of music as well.
The music never stopped. Don't you think that's so important at a wedding?
Of course, a must. I mean, from the photos that have been officially released by their respective agencies, they looked positively lovely and handsome and happy.
I didn't give away the best part. So actor Son Ye-jin has a puppy that's well known by her fans. Her name is Kitty, and she was a ring bearer. I thought that was really cute.
Oh my goodness.
She could have stole the show.
Yeah. I can imagine.
You guys, it felt like a fairy tale. And even the celebrities who were present there, who knew of the relationship a lot longer than we did, said it felt like a scene out of the movie, and it really did.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Well, anyways, congratulations to the very happy couple.
And the very handsome, good-looking couple. See you next week, Erica.
See you next week.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.